Like a double? Yes,
Guys
sir.
ready?
We must.
I think it's 4 o'clock. All right, so it is 4 PM, July 27th. I'm looking at the minutes. And we will call the meeting to order. First order of business, obviously, is the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, first item on the agenda, of course, is Citizens Open Forum. I don't see any citizens here to speak at our open forum. So we will move on to the first agenda item. First agenda item is approval of the minutes dated April 27th, 2020. Have you all had a chance to look over the minutes? All right, everybody?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as written.
Second it.
All in favor?
All right.
All right.
Anyone opposed? All right, that carries the approval of the minutes. Okay, next item on the agenda is the all-inclusive conflict memorial update. I assume the update's going to come from our esteemed gentleman.
Okay, the current status is that the plans are now in the hands of the company that will be building the monument. The PO has been cut for it, and he anticipates that it'll be completed towards the end of September. And right now, staff is already pouring the framing of the slab, which is going to be sitting on at the Veterans Park. The frame is already there. The concrete pad is already there. The bricks are being installed. They started on that this week, today. They've got the first base layer, and then they'll be doing like 2 base layers, and then the bricks will be in. So they will be finished and ready in time for when the monument is completed. The company that's doing the work is Arcadia Monument. They've done quite a lot of work for the city in the past, and he's on top of it all. So it'll be ready, he said, towards the end of September.
Great, that's awesome. Any questions from anyone up here?
Done by Veterans Day.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's going to be done by September, so it's definitely done before Veterans Day. That's great. I appreciate it. You guys done a great job. And going back and forth with us and on all the changes and everything. I really appreciate that.
Well, the only one I had, I guess, a comment on that. I know we talked about, how we wanted the words and the labels and stuff like that, and I've been tossing that back and forth a lot. And I personally, I'm not, although the Vietnam and Korean War were, quote, conflicts, I don't care where you read it, where you look at it, where it's printed, whether it be on a Vietnam memorial wall, okay, any place in press, any place in print, you actually have to look at it, and it is correct. Yeah, it is there. It was never declared a war by the president or whatever. It just seems, to me, out of place. It doesn't make for easy reading. It's just like, okay, you got this war, this war, this war, this war, then you got conflict, then you got this war, this war.
Wasn't this an item we brought up and
Yeah,
voted on?
it was.
So, that's a done deal, right?
Well, I didn't know it was done. It's not cut.
We
It's not
voted
cut
on
in
it.
stone, right?
Yeah.
It is in stone.
It's not cut in stone. They haven't made the monument yet.
It's the base.
They haven't inscribed the monument yet.
No, they haven't.
No.
It hasn't been
No,
described.
it was just, I just wanted to say, we did agree we did come to an agreement, but put me on record, do whatever. I didn't know if it's, quote,
Most people consider it a war anyway.
Yeah, most
You only
people-
have World War I and II, so.
Right.
I mean,
I know, most
everything else
people-
was wars,
It was just,
Korea.
I just thought, like I said, I'm looking at it, I looked at the design, I looked at the way it's laid out, I looked at everything else. It just, I personally like to see things flow, okay? And to me, World War I, Korean War, all these other wars coming down, or whatever, World War I, II, Afghan, Freedom War, everything come down the line, and it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't flow. I mean, no matter where you look at, because people are gonna go like, they're reading it, all of a sudden they do the
I think
RCA.
most people think it was a war anyway,
Yeah.
and it was. You had the most killed than any other war.
I understand the stats on it and everything like
Right.
that. I just think, like I said, for one, to me, it doesn't flow, and people are going to go like, oh, and they're going to do the RCA dog look, and it's going to bring more attention to it or whatever.
What I recall on the last meeting we had was that we went through 1, 2, 3, 4 different diagrams, all right? And then we decided which diagram, we all voted on it, accepted it, and went with it.
Right.
So, I mean,
I was just making my point.
yeah,
That's all.
thank you.
It was just a point of order. I just want to say, that, whatever, I'm not looking to change anybody's mind. I just
Okay.
want to say, hey, it was there.
Now you can tell them, that ain't me, talk to them.
Yeah, look at these guys, they decided, okay. I voted against it. Okay.
All right, so again, I think we voted on it, and I think it's good, and I appreciate the comments. But I think, when we did vote on it, the rest of us felt that it flowed in the correct order. It was a conflict, not a war, and I think anyone in the military won't question it at all. And anyone not in the military, if they question it, will learn something when they ask the question.
When you go overseas and somebody shoots at you, you've been to war,
Yeah.
as far as anybody is concerned.
And remember, we also changed the top. If you don't remember, we changed it to say those who served in major wars/conflicts.
Correct.
Right.
And we're naming it exactly what it's named. So I think it, and we remember we have the global war terrorism on there too.
It's fine. Like I said, I just wanted to say my feelings on
right.
it while we were discussing. That was it. Like I said, I wasn't looking to change. I was just wanted, just to be point.
Okay, all right, good deal. All right, any other discussions on the memorial update? All right, very good, and thanks for the update, guys. All right, now the elephant of the day, the Veterans Day ceremony. So, I mean, November's a long time from now. I'm sure hoping that we're gonna be gathering, but I mean, I don't know, what
So where we
are
are,
the feelings?
well, where we are right now is we're taking a stance of about a 60-day outlook on any of our special events that we're doing. So as we know, all of our events take a lot of time to plan in advance, and certainly if we have a speaker and but what Britt and I have been working on with the events is we're just operating as normal, understanding that if that 60-day window falls and we have to say no go, then we have to say no go. But at least we'll have our plans in place. We'll have everything ready to essentially go. So we're approaching it like that. So that would put November 11th, October, September. Yeah. So the first or second week in September, we should know what direction we're headed.
Yeah, and that is when we have our next meeting. Next one, September something in, or
It's the fourth Monday in September.
yeah, fourth Monday. Okay, so it's a little close. It's less than the 60 days, but we would know.
Right. I think what we discussed was, prior to the keynote speaker, because I caught some vibe on that we were gonna go over it, or you were gonna go over it, they have to put it in writing and see
Right.
exactly, so there's no surprises out
Correct.
there.
Correct. Yep. So we can vet it. The board can vet it. We can vet it.
So it'll give us time to do that and everything.
So we can get started, at least in the process. Whoever from the board is going to be our liaison, we'll start working with them, and we'll start that planning process now,
Okay,
at least to be able to secure, so we have something in line.
right. Okay, so I think we had created, didn't we create a list also of who did the previous one and everything? So who's up to lead the?
I had the last one, it didn't fly.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so then you do this one, or?
I had my
just
turn, yeah.
Or is there anyone that wants to take this one on?
I'm not going to be able to. I've got prior commitments.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, too bad we don't already have our new people voted in. We could, make a new person do it.
Yeah, that's it, first order.
That's right. First order of business, this is what you get to do.
If it is a new one, whoever it is, I have no problem helping them.
Yeah, and we could kind of bring
Yeah.
them along to do it that way too.
Okay, so in 2019, Memorial Day was done by Record, Purple Heart Day was done by Brill, and Veterans Day was done by Chicolo. And then, of course, on this past Memorial Day would have been Brill, and it was canceled.
Okay. All right, so, again, I don't think we're gonna start getting a speaker and everything this early. And, well, we would have to get it prior to,
Yeah.
to the next meeting.
Yeah, I would suggest that we start working on a speaker now, and then, because that's really, once we have our speaker lined up, that's really the main, one that we're always trying to figure out who's going to speak, what are they going to speak about. That takes the longest. Everything else is more, in the logistics standpoint, is okay, tents, food, people,
Right.
decorations, invitations to dignitaries, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Color call. We should,
color guard,
we should
right.
get done beforehand because
Right.
they get taken away.
Yes. Yep.
So it sounds like it's been a while since I've done one. I did Memorial, I guess, a year ago, you guys, and we don't have any new people in yet, so I can take this one, that's fine.
I'll do it with you.
All right,
Well, like it says, anything, we're down to three of us and we're gonna bounce around. So anytime you need any help, whatever, it's like, hey, if I find somebody or you find it, instead of working singularly, it'd probably be, there's no real objection to everybody just,
right.
Just
And we've
jumping
got
in
such
the pot.
solidified contacts now, I
Huh.
mean, our color corps, we've been,
Yep.
those guys, we'll reach out to them early and, just say, hey, we know it may or may not happen at that point, but, we'd like to lock you in just in case. The big thing is finding a speaker, so, we can chat about, different people that maybe we could, get and then,
Right.
and then kind of go from
Something
there.
that, well, it's
and the
Memorial
singer and
Day,
all that
so
stuff,
it's
and,
Veterans Day, so something that's gonna
Yeah,
bring them up, get a little hurrah out of this.
yeah, exactly. So, and it'll be after the election, so we won't have to worry as much of that kind of stuff, yes.
I was reading here, it says Bay Pines is canceling, but they're gonna have their speaker appear virtually. If it happens that 60 days out,
I think, were you reading from the last
That was
minutes?
from
That was from Memorial Day.
Yeah,
Bay Pines canceled theirs from Memorial
Oh,
Day.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
it was
I
actually
thinking we should
virtual.
just-
They had a ceremony, a virtual ceremony.
If there's other veterans organizations, what I was gonna say then is if other veterans organizations are gonna have a speaker that's done virtually, perhaps with the city of Oldsmar on the website, could just put those links in there as an option for other people.
So hopefully, that's why, so like, we're trying to lean forward that we're gonna make this happen, and then
Right,
if we get close enough, then we may have to go that route
Hopefully
again.
by then, we'll be
Yeah.
under the tent.
Yeah, again, yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. So, okay. So I'll take it on with, with your guys' help and everything, and, we'll work. I'm working from home right now during this pandemic anyway, so I do have a lot more. I don't have any drive time, let me put it that way. Which,
Nice.
yeah, that part of it is nice. Used to put,
How many people are gonna go back to work after all this?
I know, I think there's gonna be a different new normal, right, after all this, so.
So one of the things that we can consider, along with the Veterans Day ceremony, is since we aren't having, like we had a Purple Heart ceremony to initiate the Purple Heart monument, it's there. We can include some type of, if you want, we can maybe think of some kind of, there's not really an unveiling of the All Wars Memorial because it'll have been there, since the beginning of middle of September or somewhere in that range. The Purple Heart Monument was there for a bit of time before we actually did the unveiling. So if we want to consider something like that, or if we just want to make mention of it, it's just something to consider as we,
Talking about doing it jointly?
No, because there's no event for the All Wars Memorial to be
Oh, okay.
unveiled.
Yeah.
just kind of would be incorporated into the Veterans Day program.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the way I kind of thought it
Yeah.
was designed to be.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, that you were going to, like I says, have it up there and ready for it, and then, like I says, just like we did on the other one, just put a cover on and
Yep.
have all the chairs facing west now, and we had them facing east for the Purple Heart ceremony, and I think that was kind of a nice setup anyway.
Oh, you think maybe to do that elaborate
Yeah.
for this?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have a Veterans Day ceremony, why
Yeah.
not have it inclusive of,
all
yeah, it'll
members.
be up there, but it'll be the quote
How was the
official.
logistics when you set that up last time? Was
What
it
day
It was
that
great.
a big deal?
It was great.
November 11th?
Okay.
Yeah.
When?
What, Veterans Day is?
No, what day of the week does? Purple
Wednesday.
Heart Day fall?
Wednesday, November 11th.
It's Wednesday? Okay.
Cool. So what do you guys think of that? Setting it up the same way as before, facing that? I think that's
So
great.
we'll, instead of facing the Purple Heart, we'll flip it over, we'll face the
Right,
All
that'd
Wars.
be,
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you want a good piece of news in addition to the ceremony, the layout, we now have power at the gazebo. So
Yes.
if we want to, ever want to use that as a central and let's turn it around, we can do that also.
Yeah, so
okay, interesting. All right, very good. All right, so, no, that sounds great, and, we'll kind of incorporate that, in the beginning, the open remarks, whether that's, we can figure that out between now and then, whether we do that with our opening remarks as we start, or how we go. Oh, so one of the things that we talked about before also is, last time, when we had the last successful one that we did, or last one that we were able to do that wasn't canceled because of the pandemic, was then
Veterans Day, yeah.
And that was the first time that we did where we had an MC that we kind of, to get the flow going. I think that worked super well. I think we should follow that.
I think we talked about that,
Yeah.
that we should do that from that point on.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, all right. So do one
Goes
of
a
you
lot
guys?
quicker, and
Yeah.
there's not gonna be that many mistakes like we've had in the past.
Yeah.
Right.
So do one of you guys want to take on MC this time? Do you want me to do it again? What do you want to do?
I thought you did a great job.
I
I'm
think
just
you
saying.
did a good job.
All right, I don't mind doing it. I enjoy doing that stuff, so.
it's great.
Okay, all right, so, yeah, I just remembered that, so we'll follow that same kind of pattern and the same script and, just adjust it for, Veterans Day, it's the same one, so
Yeah.
it'll be very similar. But then we'll add probably in the beginning part of it, when we're first starting off, that's when we'll unveil it. Or we'll talk about it, maybe that's, maybe the mayor unveils it or something, so we can, or should we incorporate the VFW who contributed towards it to help us unveil
Well,
it?
I'm sure that you have the commander up there, and,
Yeah. It's not like, they did the whole thing, but that was very, very
Yeah.
awesome gesture to,
at least have him
put
standing
forward
up
to-
there with a.
yeah, I think that'll be good, so, all right, cool. All right, I know we already went through, citizens forum. Are you here because you were gonna talk at the citizens forum?
He's an applicant.
Oh, applicant,
Oh,
okay,
all
never
right.
mind, all right, cool.
You're on the agenda.
Yay, all right, I just want to make sure, because usually it would last 30 minutes, but we didn't have anybody, so it didn't last 30 minutes today. All right, so that's the next item on the agenda is the applicants for the 2 regular members and 1 alternate member vacancies.
So Chairman Record, just to note, there are 3 applications. One of them, Dennis, was not going to be here today because he had concerns about being out in the open at the pandemic. He offered if it was a Zoom meeting, he could attend, but of course, this is not the setup. And then Michael and Marilyn Breton are married. They cannot be on the same board, so you cannot choose both of them. You'd have to choose one of them,
Right,
if you choose one.
okay, okay.
And Mr. Breton is here today, of course.
Okay, Mr. Breton is here, and did you guys flip a coin of who was going to get to come in and talk, since only one of you can be on the board?
Do you want to come up and talk? Do you want to come up and talk at the lectern? Yeah, if you come up here at the lectern, that way it can get recorded.
Let me say something before he gets up and
Yeah.
speaks. I've known Mike for many years. All right, he's actually the grand knight of 121.96.
Oh, okay.
All right, but he's responsible, I know, in Golair to make sure that the flags get changed out, everything gets done, and he's also in charge of people that flags get all ruined, put them in a barrel, and then he's got that also, so. He's been doing a lot outside of this, and plus he's retired from the military.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that retired Air Force. Awesome.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Bratton, and I live in Galair Village. I spent 32 glorious years in the Air Force Air National Guard, and I started as an air traffic controller, and I did that for 4.5 years, and I said, enough of that, all right? Then I went into some of the administrative positions in the military, and by the time I was all done, I became an Air National Guard technician. And I became something called a nuclear, biological, chemical, biological, and nuclear technician. I was an advisor to 114 non-flying units in the Air National Guard, and I was part of the Air National Guard Advisory Board. I was also part of the Inspector General team during exercises. And currently, this has nothing to do with the military or veteran, but I'm currently the Grand Knight of Council 12196 in Palm Harbor. And I would like to become a member of this advisory board. That's basically what I've done so far in my life.
Insurance member, too.
Yeah, there you go. Any questions for Michael? On the board? It was pretty complete. Thank you for coming here to talk before us today. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What happened that, we just had one come on the board, that was the VFW here. He was the chaplain, I believe.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
He moved. He moved, so he had to resign.
Oh, where did
Oh,
did he move locally or?
Oh, I think North Carolina.
Oh,
Sort of
wow.
local.
Okay, I didn't even realize that. He was the one getting our information on our shirts. Okay. All right, and then the other application, and just kind of remind me, when they haven't been able to come in person in the past, have we ever done it that way?
We don't have much experience on this board with filling positions because the founding members were there for so long and we
Right.
don't have term limits, right? So,
Yeah,
so we don't have so much experience as when it comes to filling positions.
okay. We can just kind of talk about the other two and see if anyone knows the other people also. The other two candidates are Marilyn, wife obviously, and she was a federal government employee, retired in 2003. She spent 20 years in the U.S. Army Reserves. And anything else? Nothing really else on here specific, other than that on her form. And then the other gentleman who was applying for the board is Dennis Safran. He lives at Lakewood Drive in Oldsmar, and resident of Oldsmar. He is an attorney. He's a Navy veteran. Did he not have a full form like the other ones that kind of says what his memberships or?
Now, there are two different forms, so he submitted his online. That's why it looks
okay.
so different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so list on the information you feel is relevant, field, he didn't complete that field. One of the things on the board application one, it says we be able to make evening meetings as required. Too bad we can't change that so that for the Veterans Board, it says early afternoon meetings, because I don't know, if he would be able to come to a 4 o'clock meeting if he's, full-time employee.
Well, he would have been able to make today if it was a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And they do know when the meetings are.
Okay, they do, when they apply.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
How many openings do we actually have?
3.
3 openings.
Yeah, we have 2 full and 1 alternate, because Mr. Paskert wants to remain an alternate.
Oh, okay. So the 5, yeah, so all right, I was thinking it was just 1, but that's right, you're still an alternate. Okay, so then we need 2 more regular and 1 alternate, like it says on here. Does anyone know this Dennis Safran that can speak on his behalf?
I do not.
I mean, the only information he gave us is that he's a veteran and he can't be here, and he, wasn't able to get him on Zoom or whatever. I would have liked to have, at least had us tell us a little bit about himself or something. What are your guys' thoughts? So let me ask you a question. So we have 3 applications. We got 3 applications. We can only fill from these 3, 2, because we have to either fill, or we can only fill a husband or a wife. We can't fill both of them.
Right.
Like you had stated.
Both the Bretons cannot be on the board.
Yeah. And do we have to fill can we let, if we deem that appropriate, can we let a vacant position continue to go vacant so that we can at least have the person at least give us more information or talk to us?
Yeah, you're not able to fill all the vacancies anyway.
Yeah.
And so we'll probably do a call out to Citizens Academy and maybe ask the VFW
Yeah.
to put something out there.
Or if the next time we meet, if he's comfortable in coming in and at least being able to talk to us and be able to, to
Right.
tell him.
What about the one live one we have?
Yeah, well, first, I just kind of wanted to
Yeah,
talk
I
through
know.
that a little bit and everything. So we do have 3 candidates. Obviously, Michael, is that correct? Yeah, so Michael is here. He was able to represent himself. He didn't speak on his wife's behalf. Maybe he didn't get it. Well, you know both of them?
I know.
Michael, okay. So we can vote to approve and go through the 3 of them, or, motion to approve them, or,
So the motion that would be made would be to recommend city council appoint
Yeah, that's
whichever
right.
one to which
Okay.
position.
yep,
And then we could, if you want, we could invite Dennis to come to the next meeting. And then if it's still a pandemic situation, maybe we could arrange for a telephone interview.
yeah, that, I would at least
It-
like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then we could also promote, of course, as I was saying, with the VFW and Citizens Academy alumni for other applicants as well, because we don't have enough to fill all.
Yeah. So obviously, I don't speak for the entire board, but my druthers is I would like Dennis to be able to talk to us.
Right.
But, one of you can make a motion to,
Well, we had done that.
have him come in
Yeah,
if you
can we
want.
fill one position?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah, we can fill the one, but we had done it in the past because we had other applicants that they never did show, and
Right,
and they'd come out there and said, okay, well, tell me a little about yourself, but they never showed, and I guess when it was time for a meeting, they never came anyway, and they just
yeah,
kind of dropped off the board because they just refused to show. Well, I can't vote on somebody if you don't get a face,
right, okay,
So-
all right,
Be
so,
out of line to make a motion?
no, not at all, I can't make one, so.
All right. Seeing that we have someone that showed up, had enough interest to sit here and tell us about himself, and we're down 2 fulls anyway, I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and accept Michael Breton as one of those open positions.
To recommend. to the
Full-time,
city
yeah.
council. Yep,
So you want to recommend him as a regular member?
Yes.
Okay.
all right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. So what happens now is we've approved you to be put forward to the council for them to appoint you. So it's still up to the city council to appoint you, but, make sure you go to the city council meeting, right? He's got to,
Right, so with the pandemic going, we're not requiring people
Okay.
to be there.
okay, perfect.
But we'll definitely send a notification to you, Mr. Breton, about when the council will consider your application, or the recommendation. It'll probably be the August 18th meeting.
Okay. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for taking the time to come out today.
Just pay the cashier on your way out.
You're good. Thank you. All right, so the next item on the agenda is to discuss the Patriotic shirt design. So we talked about this last month. We were all in favor of kind of doing that. We had some great ideas. I think Kerry was going to get some prices for us from the people that he uses in Dunedin. He's moved, he's off the board. Did we?
Guy was supposed to get some, and
I got some here.
Oh, did you? Okay.
my guy's closed up here.
Oh, okay. Is your place still open wherever you
Went up
use?
there
or-
on Racetrack Road.
Oh, okay.
That's where we do the nights and everything else.
Yeah. Okay.
That, the Big Frog place isn't really doing any business. I mean, they're right on Tampa Road.
Yeah.
And I stopped into them and it's just like, they're waiting for school to start or they're waiting for they just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it or whatever. So I said, okay. This was one of the designs that I had coming up. Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's similar to my brother with his postal supervisory. They had a shirt like that. It was more of a polo, but it looked like that design.
Okay. And
So,
this was the other, well, similar to the other design, and there's a lot of variations on it. And the one would be, and I guess Ann will check on us. That's the one shirt would have this flag, which is it's just a press on to keep it,
cost down or whatever.
so we don't have to do the engraving. So that's one flag, and if you flip the page over, and Ann was gonna see if we could just make another press on like that.
Okay.
On the other side.
To have one, and the flag on it.
I'm not quite comfortable using city seal.
Right, that's a city sale, so it
So
might not.
that was like, well, I guess Ann was gonna find out about that or whatever, so, you wanna pass that?
Yeah, if not,
Yeah.
we can put Oldsmar's Veterans Advisory Board or something on it.
I mean, we could word it whatever, but, I mean, that
But what were the pricing on, or is this just online kind of stuff? Okay.
no, this is a place called the Applicants in, off of Belcher,
Okay.
and that's where we get all our Purple Heart stuff at.
Okay. And is that
he-
what their price is like on this shirt, is $40 or?
No, that's online.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to find those shirts, and if you go online to dress shirts with a flag on, that's one of the thousands of shirts that you
Oh, okay.
may or may, you
Is
know.
that where Richie got all those shirts from?
Yes,
Is it?
the Applicants. So,
Okay.
and that shirt, and, because one of the discussions that I had asked about the guy, and I says, I wanted one of those, stage dries or cool dries.
Yeah.
And that was it, that type of shirt, that's why, I mean, you could get a regular T-shirt, but we're standing out there, it's hot.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I wanted something that was breathable and something that was nice.
Well, yeah, I can also follow through with where Kerry was gonna get
Okay.
us the pricing from, and that's where the VFW, where the Oldsmar VFW gets theirs and the other VFW. It's in Dunedin, so I've got their contact information, and they, like the shirt that the VFW got, it is that dry wicking type
Right.
shirt, like you're saying. It's a polo dry wicking, and they even have that flag design. If you guys like that flag design, because we did that flag design, and then we could put, Oldsmar Advisory Board on it. I think that would look perfect.
Put whatever, it was
Yeah.
just like I said, and I was gonna check with Ann about, using, can we do it? Because it's kind of weird, because the guy was asking me, he says, well, technically, Oldsmar seal is online. I mean, that picture that he had of the seal was actually pulled up off Facebook or Google. And he was saying, can I use it? Can't I use it? Am I just gonna make a copy? But Ann says, well, you're not technically an employee, so
Yeah.
where's the
Even though it's online, doesn't mean that you're allowed to use it. Just like
We're-
BSA logos online, but you can't
Yeah.
use it without the permission.
Where's the legalese
Yeah.
about that? And if we're gonna do it right,
Yeah,
I wouldn't want Tom to get all in a tizzy
yeah.
about.
So, yeah, so I'll follow up with where,
Oh, I shouldn't have said that online, huh?
No, you're good.
in Dunedin with the flag design one and see. Also, and, even if we kind of come up with it next month, we vote on it or whatever, I mean, that's still plenty of time, or not next month, but next meeting. That's still plenty of time before the November, and we'll know whether or not we're doing anything in person at that point anyway.
Well, like I said, there was just two designs I came, I went to like 4 different places, and I even went to that lizard place too, and he said he didn't want to do it.
Okay, yeah, because there's so few, I guess, or whatever.
Right, and on this store, like, the only thing about this, and he says he wanted a minimum order of 12.
Yeah, so we don't have that either.
So, and a lot of other places, well, I mean, the way we change board members lately, it's, it's like,
Yeah, but we wouldn't know who the new board members are
well, I mean, we got
already ahead of time. We wouldn't know their sizes, so.
5 of us now or whatever,
Yeah.
just large for everybody, you can
Yeah.
put it in the dryer.
So, yeah, I'll check in with Dunedin, because one of the things that Dunedin, I know, is able to do is, they've, like for the VFW, do smaller orders or whatever, so I'll check with them.
Well, the other one too, that you seem to send out a lot of emails on or whatever, I get them is from your Knights. They have a nice shirt.
Yeah, but I don't think, they don't do them custom for anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah. They
Anyway,
just
so
use
that
Knights
was
gear.
the 2 places I went with the prices that I
Okay.
had, so.
All right, cool. And then I'll check on the one from Carrie, and then we can chat about it at the next meeting.
Or I guess if we find something in the meantime, I guess we could just do it if we're really serious about it. Just like we did with updating the monument. It says, okay, this is what we have, and just go back.
Yeah, if
and
I
forth.
find the information,
Back and
and if I
forth.
send it to you, and then you're sending it to all of us, then that's okay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I could do that with the stuff that you have, and then anything anybody comes up with, I could.
Okay, and we just, as long as we send it to you and have you send it to all of us, then that's meeting the Sunshine State laws and all that stuff,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that'll work.
perfect.
That'll work.
Did you want this thing from the athletic house?
Yes, I'll scan that and send that to everybody.
All right, perfect, thank you. All right, moving on to, next is board comments. And I know John definitely had a board comment that he talked to me about, that he wanted to bring up.
Yeah, I was walking through the park the other day, and I had come to the pavilion towards where you're building the memorial site, and I did not notice that step that's there, and fortunately, I did not fall and break anything, but I certainly did wrench my back quite badly. And so my only comment was, is it possible to perhaps paint a yellow stripe on the top surface of that step? So it's more noticeable? 'Cause I would
Probably
not
his
want-
attorney will tell you to do that.
Yeah, there's one on.
I'm not the only one who's had a problem.
There's one on the gazebo side, and there's also one on the monument side as well. So I think there's a step.
I think there's 3 on towards the water, correct?
Are you talking about are you talking about where the patio is up to where the memorials are, and then also to where
Yeah.
the gazebos? Yes.
Nice
Yeah,
pen.
and then there's 3 on the other side towards the water.
Going down steps, correct. Yeah, we can look at some kind of marker or some kind of paint or something like a
I
thin
was-
stripe line or
The way I've
something.
always seen it done is they like, just on the top surface, put paint a 2 or 3 inch
Yes.
wide yellow stripe or something, just so you kind of notice it.
Have we had any other issues where anybody's kind of talked,
Not that
brought
I've
that
heard.
as a concern in the
Anybody?
past,
Any trips or falls that you've heard of? I have not.
just Jack? Yeah. Let me take a look at it and just see what,
Yeah, we can take a look.
if we have a safety officer and, do we have one? Okay.
That's us.
That's you? Yeah, there you go. So you guys take a look at it and see if it, if that looks like something that, needs to be
Or
taken
even
care
come
of.
up with some cutesy design. You go to different places on they have these yard sales or whatever, and it's all the old people go to them and they got the tripping hazards or whatever. And they'll just put, instead of having the whole thing with black and white or yellow, they'll just put like every once in a while, they'll put some type of bright orange dot or something. So the whole thing isn't one color.
Right, so it's just a stripe
Oh,
of
yeah,
yellow.
yeah, yeah.
Instead of having a stripe, it's just something that catches your eye.
That catches your eye, yeah.
Some, or, you know, a medallion, something of, and you'd wanted something with, maybe if it was a sticker or a medallion or something,
Yeah.
you could get like the little ceramic things that we have, like for, on the monuments or whatever, something that's there, it's visual, it distracts you from like, oh, there's something here,
Yeah,
as compared to just, I think a big yellow stripe would be like, really?
right.
You know,
That's a, yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll
'cause
have to figure something
we wouldn't
out.
want to take away the aesthetics of the
Right,
beautiful
right.
park, but we want to make it safe at the same time, so that's a good idea.
Yeah. We'll investigate it.
Awesome. All right, any other comments?
No, who bought those flowers on Memorial Day?
Who bought?
Very nice up there at the monument.
Memorial Day?
Yeah.
For the ceremony of the city,
You did?
the wreath?
Yeah.
Yes.
It looked very nice out in the front there. We went up there and looked at it, and it was nice.
Yeah, and you know, I, you know, just want to make a, you know, kind of an official board comment on, I thought what we were trying to do, to really just honor Memorial Day and honor, you know, the lives of everybody by just having a very small, you know, something I thought was great. Unfortunately, there's always people that, you know, they're at home, it's a pandemic, so there was people kind of hating on it, you know, saying it was a grandstand or whatever.
Right.
It wasn't a grandstand, it was, hey, we did it. Why did we put it on Facebook? Because we want people to remember Memorial Day. We
Right.
want people, because we didn't have to have a ceremony, that was the way to kind of do that. And we did it so reverently, and I thought it was really classy, and I was honored to be a part of it and everything. And, but you're always going to have people
and you're
that-
gonna have somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do, you know, somebody's gonna do it. Even
So-
if they don't mean it, they'll just do it to put it out there just to be controversial, see if they can get a
so,
reaction.
So I'm so hoping that, you know, we'll be able to do our veteran ceremony, this Veterans Day ceremony this year, but if for some reason we can't, I definitely think we should do something, you know, to honor again, you know, that. But I'm hoping that we're not gonna have to go to Plan B, that we are gonna be able to have our ceremony this year. So that's my only board comment. All right, anybody have anything else? So, do I have a motion for number 7?
Can I, oh, number 7? Where's number 7?
Make a motion.
Oh, can I mention real quick? Did you
Yes,
guys,
please.
did you guys get a chance to see the new benches that were installed at the park?
I have not.
Take a look.
All right.
They
All
are
right,
beautiful.
They look good, huh?
Yes.
Improvement.
Powder coated stainless steel, composite
Awesome.
wood.
Awesome.
They look good. Our plan will be in the future to eventually replace other benches like that. They're pricey, but they're gonna last a long time.
But they're gonna last longer, so in the
Yeah.
long run, it'll hopefully save us money not having to replace them as
Yep.
often.
Yep. Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
Staff did a good job with those.
That's awesome.
Oh, the new benchmark.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Da-dum-dum. Yeah, and
That's it.
really, all the parks look great. I mean, through the pandemic, you know, everybody's still out there working and doing what they need to do.
Yep.
And everything looks really great.
My wife
awesome.
uses them and likes them a lot. She's appreciative.
Good.
Very good.
Well, it's one of the nicest looking veteran parks that I've seen for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Beautiful.
you go around like Dunedin and all that, I mean, it's,
Yep.
you can get hit by a car going in there.
By the way, they are canceling their Purple Heart Day in Dunedin.
August, yeah, that's close.
Yeah, that's.
It's
super
hot
close,
over
so-
there too. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so,
You made a motion, I seconded to adjourn.
all right, all in favor of adjourning?
All right.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.